Hello and good morning, friends. Welcome or welcome back. If you are a returning viewer, I am Sen, and this is my little place on YouTube for everything cross stitch. So today is the 6th of July, so we're here with another weekly update. If I'm lucky and find the time, I will probably do my mid-year rate sometime this week or next week. I'll see how I manage to get things done. But for now, this is our regular weekly update, and we will probably take a small look, at the June recap. So that's not gonna take too long. So I'm probably gonna do that first. But first of all, thank you all for being here. If you're here for the first time, then I hope you will enjoy, and if you do, please do not forget to hit the little subscribe and leave a like on the video before you move on. I always appreciate, among all of the other Flosstube channels out there, if you choose to spend some time with me once per week or occasionally whenever you have the time. Get yourself some stitching. This will probably not be the longest video that I've done, but they are usually about half an hour. So, well, and of course to my returning viewers, the same thing. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I hope you get something to see that interests you. But starting off, let's take a quick look at my stats for June, since my last video was at the end of June and there were still 2 days left. So that's what we will do now. Let me get my summary up. So in June, I stitched a total of 30 out of 30 days. So far, I have been stitching every day of the year. So I have not missed a single day so far. I think 1 or 2 days were just a few stitches. That might have been under 100. I don't know, but most of the time, I did get at least over 100 stitches done. So 30 out of 30 days for a total of 16,283 stitches, which is a lot more than the past 2 months. Not my best month, that is still January, but a good one. So, how many projects did I work on in June? I worked on 19 projects in total. I started 6 and I finished none. So, no finishes in June. My best stitchy week was the last week of June, I believe. That was when we had the crazy heat and I really couldn't do much else, all things considered. So, which unfortunately we're looking at the next hot period. Hopefully it's not gonna be as hot as that crazy week in June, like where we had almost 40 degrees for multiple days in a row. That's Celsius for the non-Europeans. I don't know how much it is in freedom. I think around 100-ish, over 100. I would have to check, I don't know. I think 110 or something. But, well, crazy for those of us in the northwestern Europe that do not have air conditioning, because we never used to need it. But that's a whole different tangent. But those are my stats for the month of June. Let's see how July will treat us. And if you see me looking off to the side, that's because I have my computer right in front of me with all of my stats going. So what did I do? I worked on 5 projects over the past week. 1 of my model stitches, and what else? Oh, actually, I did have a finish in June. I do not know why I did not track that, probably because I did not put in the finish date. I obviously finished the model stitch for the July Patreon, so I will have to check while it did not put that on finish. Let me see. Yeah, because it's still set on progress. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Let's change that real quick, shall we? Before I forget. So, that was a finish last week that I showed you. So I did finish that on the 26th of June. See, sometimes I am not very organized. So, 26th of June. So 1 finish in the month of June. Wonderful. So where was I? 5 projects that I worked on. 1 model stitch, 2 projects that I have on my new Miles the Man around, and 2 others that I just felt like working on. So let's move over to my desk and look at what I actually did get done over the week. And then maybe there can be some more yapping. Alright, here we are at my trusty desk. Let us start with the model. So I did continue working on the Verdant Dawn, is what I'm calling this. So this is a pattern that I designed that I'm still working on. So as you can see in the before and after, I did get a bit more done on it. I do not know if you can see that I had to frock a little bit of her hair, because I noticed that I miscounted somewhere when I worked on her dress. But I did mainly work here in the background. I worked a little bit of the white in, so you can maybe already see that this is supposed to be like either a sunrise or a sunset. But since I called it dawn, this is gonna be a sunrise. But you can look at it whichever way you like. And started on, this is gonna be like a frame made out of greenery, like of leaves and couple flowers that will go all around the design, all the way until into like the bottom to meet with her dress, which is also a similar shade of green but not the exact same. So this is where this one's currently at. I want to pick it back up this week to give it some more work. And then I decided, which was not in the original plan for the design, to actually give it a little bit of backstitch. There is some that you can already see in her face, because I thought it would probably look nicer if I gave her face a little bit more definition. And I do like it a lot more this way, like with giving her an actual face. But there will not be much backstitch in this design. I know a lot of people do not like backstitch. There is just the one that you can see in her hair, and there will be some more in this part that you will see when I get to it. But other than that, I will just work on it as I planned, just with the actual stitching and some negative space. So that is where she is at currently, and she needs to be picked up again this week to get some more love. Maybe I'll even do it later today, we will see. So next up, as I believe I did say last week, that I wanted to continue working a bit on Soul of the Ocean, like the dragon pattern that I bought last week or the week before that. And I did not do much more on it, so I just put a couple more stitches here in the background, in the waves. Let me see, how much did I give it in total? So somewhere down in the back. 322 more stitches. The Verdant Dawn got about 370. So, but most of, like, the top waves here are finished. There's still some backstitch here missing in the stars and in the little fish here. I think I also put a little bit more in the dragon's antlers, but you will of course see in the before and after. And next time I will just probably move down a little bit so I can do his head. And let me show you the picture, because I do believe I had it somewhere here on my desk. I had to shuffle around a bit of stuff because I got a new printer, because mine died. Well, it did not die, but it stopped printing properly, so I had to get a new one. This is what the finished one will look like. So as you see, I'm still up, well, the way back up here. This is a big one. That's fine. I have enough fabric here for it. I do not have all the colors yet, so I will have to order them eventually, or finish some of my other projects and just pilfer the colors over. But this is where Soul of the Ocean is at. So I do not know if I will work some more on it this week or if it will take a break in favor of something else. So no promises there, we will see. And then the project I worked most on this week is the one that I showed you last time as a new start, just this one. It is the Little Lizard Garden, artworks by Rose Catherine Kahn, charted by Paint Free Crafts. And last time I showed it to you when it was just a start, I was missing a ton of colors. So I did get all of missing colors last week. So I think on Friday. So this weekend, especially Saturday and Sunday? No, just Sunday, just yesterday. I put 1,338 stitches into it. So I went crazy on this one. Let's see, where are we? And there is a lot of hanging threads because I do park. So for now you're just seeing hanging threads. There we are. This is where we're at with this. And as you can see, I am usually trying to like go row by row, and I will continue to do so, but since this is like the very beginning and I had so many hanging threads from this corner here, I moved down a little bit as well because I do want to work at least part of these threads in. So I'm probably gonna be doing a mix of like the typewriter and page by page type of situation. And as you can see, the first little fish are already coming in. This one's fully stitched, I think, like at least, no, not fully, there's like 1 or 2 little stitches missing here. This one is missing a couple colors, but these are up here, these 2, and I'm coming over into this part of the water here. So hereabouts, I believe, is where this part of the garden will begin. So there's gonna be a lot of color changes in there as well. But this is what almost 2,000 stitches and about 1% looks like on this one. And that's why I chose it, because I wanted, like, I have a lot of full coverages. If you've been watching for a while, you know, and most of them have like a lot of background, like one color or sky or something. And I wanted to have at least one where there's like a ton of detail. So no matter how little you do on it, you always find something new. And this was, I love this one. So this was a good choice, I think, because it's not too massive. I believe it has 120,000, around 112,000 stitches. So it's not a massive one like the dragon ones, which I do love, like her dragon patterns, like the dragon race and the new one. And I might get them, but I have a lot of full coverages. So I did choose this one for now. But that is the Little Lizard Garden. Let me try to fold this. The fabric is still a bit stiff because I did not pre-wash this, but it is loosening up here where I've been working and grabbing it. I put this away, and then we will get to game stitching. As of course, my plans completely flew out the window. And I did say I will work on Milestone Manor on the weekend. I did not. I worked on Milestone Manor over the week and did not touch it on the weekend. But it's fine. And I did more than 1 round. So I did a total of 3 rounds. Let's get to my little book here. So we did start with a Passion. And then I went, which was in the starting hall here. And then I moved over into the kitchen to work a bit on Round Dragon, and then moved back into the entrance hall to work on Passion again. And the next round I will move upstairs into the first floor hallway where we have Storm, which I will work on this week. But when I started, I do think I even did the rolls on the video, or like on my setup, or on my weekly. I do not know, but I did roll 1,400 stitches on Passion, which I did, and I got a milestone for it. As you can see, I marked off 1 hit point on the project, and then I moved into the kitchen and I rolled 320 stitches on the round dragon, which also got a milestone. I do believe, yeah, I reached 25% on it because it's a smaller full coverage, so that went faster. And then I went back into the tap room, the entrance, and I rolled a whopping 180 stitches on Passion, so I did those as well. Obviously those did not give me a milestone, which is why on my character sheet I now have 2 experience points and I lost 1 hit point. So that is the stats, which was a total of 1,580 stitches on Passion and 320 stitches on Round Dragon. So now I'm gonna show you how that looks like. Let's start with the smaller one. So on the Round Dragon, this is this one. This is what it looks like in total. I only worked up here because I was working on getting this row finished. So let's fold this again so you can see it better. And as you can see, I did not get the row finished. There are, I think that's 6 stitches missing for a row finish. So next time I pick this one up, that row finish will be a milestone. Let me get a sip of coffee. But like I said, I did reach 25% done in total on this one. And that is where it is currently at. Slowly working my way down. And I do like how this looks, like with the cherry blossoms up here. And as you can see, it's not that big. I do not like this Ada. It is very stiff. I even washed it, but this is super cheap quality. But I had it, so I'm using it. Probably not gonna use it for, I have 3 more of these from the same designer, and I'm probably not gonna use the same Ada again. I'm very likely gonna use a smaller count as well, because this is a 14. To do the other 2, they will be smaller of course, but I really do not like stitching on this Ada. But I have started this and I do want to finish it. So that is where this one's at, and since it's not the largest, it's doable. I can manage stitching on it until it's done. So, and last but not least, and this is gonna be the most boring, I like the, what did I say, 1,580 stitches I did on Passion. I did in the background over here. Let me fold this up. I stuck to my vegetables and worked on the background, and you can see in the before and after how much that actually is, and as a change. So 2 more rows here until this row of pages is done, and a bit more up here. So we're coming close. The end is in sight. There's obviously more background here, but at least then these 2 pages will finally be done, and I will be able to move back over here and stitch some other colors. So this is the full width of it. There's some more done, but I don't want to like unfold it right now. You will see it in my mid-year whip parade when I do it. Like, I will do it like once I do it. So, and this needs washing and ironing, but I will do that when it's done, because I did always stitch in hand until recently. Like, there's a lot of, you know, tension issues in this one, and this is one of my very oldest projects. It's a mess, but I love it and I will finish it. There's like a lot of personal feelings attached to this one. So, and I did not show you what the other one will look like, so because I always tend to forget. So the Round Dragon that I showed you before. This is what it will look like when I'm done with it. And this one is, this is what it will look like. So as you can see, I'm in this massive stretch of background up here, and we'll go all the way to his hair here, and then down here, and then a little bit further down, but that's not that much. It's like this massive stretch of checkerboard, 3 colors of purple, 2 to 3 colors of purple, interchanging. It's not even a single color that I could just go with. But this is my own artwork. I drew this like a couple of years ago, I think sometime in 2022, I believe. So that was a while ago. And that's probably also when I started this, sometime later in, well, 2024 maybe? Let me check. When did I start this? 2022. Yeah, I drew this in early 2022, and late 2022 I converted it on a free pattern site. I did not even have a pattern program back then. And started stitching it. And my original plan was that it would be done by now. But as you can see, it is definitely not done. It is currently sitting at 32%. So this is my furthest full coverage for the size that it's at, especially. It's 242,500 stitches in total. So this got a lot of love, but then I got into starting 5 million other things, and this fell off the wayside a little bit. As we are, right? As we are. Those of us that work on multiple and start all the things. That is all the stitching. So let's move back around and... No, wait. It is all the stitching, but we might as well stay here because, like I said, I will continue playing this new round of Malston Manor this week. I'm currently here, and I am moving up the stairs, and it always moves one page too far, and into this hallway. And in this hallway we do have a Storm, which, let me show you. I think I have him here. I don't think I put him back on the shelf. Where did I? I might have, because I'm not currently working on him. Ah, I did. That's a shame. Okay. I was like, oh, I can show you what it looks like, but I did put him on the shelf. Oops. And I'm going to check in camera. But that aside, you will see what it looks like when we get to it next week. But we can make the roll together. So let me get my dice. And if you are returning, you know what he looks like. It's the big purple, black and purple dragon. So, ooh, this looks good. Well, sort of. We have a 1 and we have an 11, which is 12. And on our D100, we have a 90. So let me get my calculator, because we know I do hate math. So 12 times 90 is a total of 1,080 stitches. That's not too bad. We can work with that. So this week I will do 1,080 stitches on Storm sometime this week. So we'll write it down, and then we'll see if that gets me to a milestone. So this will be round number 4. So we'll get 1,080 stitches. So we will see. And if I manage to finish that this week and feel like moving, like doing more, I do have one room open here where I have a project that really needs to get finished. So I might as well, like, that's my rogue, one of my Dungeons and Dragons patterns that I started ages ago. I have one of them finished. I have 2 of them that I'm still working on. So that really needs to get done. So I will probably move into this bedroom and work on Rogue, and I will do the roll when I get to it, so you might not see that if I do not manage to start it this week because of work and all the other shenanigans. You will see it next week, because then I will roll it on Monday, but we'll get there. But that is it from me. Let's quickly move around and have a short chat, and then I will leave you for the week. All right, here we are again. I hope you did enjoy all the stitching. It was a little bit less than the past week, obviously, because I was crazy busy this week. Oh, last week. And I will probably also be a bit busy this week, so we will see how much I actually get done. And now that I have a new printer, there's some work that I need to do. Like, I want to work on some new stationery items. Now that I have put my shops together, when you look at my cross stitch, you can see all of that as well. So I'm looking to make a little bit more of a summary type of smaller collection, because I'm already a bit late with that, but life and health and all the things got a bit in the way. Other than that, currently there's not too much new. I might have a little bit more to tell next week, so we'll see. But other than that, yeah, for plans, I'm mostly planning on continuing Milestone Manor with those two other projects that I just mentioned, and continue working on the Verdant Dawn pattern. I'm looking at finalizing my design for next month's Patreon, because that's giving me a little bit of trouble. Like, I'm kind of missing some ideas, but we'll get there. It might not get a model stitch by the time August rolls around, but we've done without one before, so that's not the biggest problem in the world. But even if I had preferred that I had one, but we will see. We will see. It's just me out here. And while my friend helps me with some of my model stitching, like those particular ones I usually still do myself. And other than that, yeah, let's hope the heat is not gonna get too bad this week. We're looking at a full week of 30 degrees, like I said earlier, and I'm not here for it. I'm really not. This past week was a blessing. It was nice and cool, and by most of the time. But yeah, for now, I think I'm gonna hop off here and get this video edited and uploaded for you, and then get to do some other work so I can do some more stitching. And until then, my friends, I hope you're having a great week. Summer is here, so may yours be a little bit better than ours, because there can be too much sun, trust me. At least for me. I know some people relish it, but I do not. It's too hot. But yeah, until then, my friends, happy stitching. And as always, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And if there's anything you want me to know, or just have a quick chat in the comments, I'm loving to be there and reply as soon as I can. And if things go well, sometime later this week, you will see my mid-year whip parade. So stay tuned for that. And until then, bye bye and happy stitching.